needed to be brushing your teeth. You know, for me it was like I had long dreadlocks, so I didn't care, so I would just like wrap them up. But then, you know, when I got into treatment, I was like, wow, I can actually get to able to wash my dreadlocks for the first time. You know, didn't know what was in there.
Well, friends.
What friends were there? So, yeah, I was able to soak them. I was like so grateful for that day. I'm like, wow, you know, the water was as dark as I was. You know? And I was happy. I took a pause. I looked around. I'm like, wow, this is like water. This water was clear and clean. And now it's dark, and I can drain it and like go to class and learn something, or you know, contract or whatever. You know, I might have been at that time. So that's my answer.
Thank you. I got another question here, but I wonder, is there anyone here that has a question for any of these guys, or all of them? Anybody?
I got a question.
Yeah, sure. What's your name?
I'm John.
John, hey.
My question is, do you find that I noticed in one of these programs they're big about accountability to the person, you've got to stay sober, you've got to do this. But do you ever find some of these programs could do with a dose of accountability the other way? Like, sometimes things go great, sometimes they don't. But you notice that a lot of these programs don't think in terms of, they've just cost the city or whoever X number of dollars, whether it be $1,000, $10,000, whatever. Someone ends up in the ER, that's another $10,000. They don't seem to respect the fact that these programs, are they delivering value, or are they just spinning their wares?
You're asking if there's a backlash.
Like, well, not a backlash, I'm just saying that, do you find that as an issue that they're not, the accountability's not going both ways in some cases when things do go off the rails?
Right, okay, I think so basically are the programs that maybe the city funds, are they being held accountable to outcomes and to actually, you know, following through with supporting clients? Like, are they actually helping anybody, right?
Yeah.
Does anyone want to answer that? Yeah.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, that's a good question. I think I used to be with Citywide Case Management, which is over there on 6th and Mission, and that was right when I was getting healthy and sober. And the lady that was my case manager there, she's not, this was like 12 years ago. She's not my case manager anymore, and just to let you know about accountability and about, about that, we still go out to lunch together. So me and my mom and her go out to lunch. We go out every few months. My mom gives her gifts. So, you know, that's just personal accountability in terms that she's still a case manager and she works for, you know, a citywide case, you know, citywide, like a community clinic, you know, but we still talk. We still, you know, so she's very accountable, and she was, has very much held up her end. I couldn't have done it without her, you know.
It's a great question, and the answer is, as usual, somewhere in the middle to me, which is that the funding goes to these big corporate nonprofits and stuff like that, and they have all these barriers and hoops you got to jump through. At the same time, you know, they are held accountable. They have with deliverables. They have to show how much they've done. It's just that the solution is here, and there's so much more help that's needed that it's not enough. So even though they're held accountable somewhat, there's not enough there to take care of everybody properly. And so there's no accounting for that.
Any other? Yes.
Well, I was just listening when Julia, when the comment she was making about, like, if you want to get the best psychiatrist or whatever, it's like we have to have money and to go to the best places. I kind of feel like you have to be receptive no matter where. It could be a small clinic or whatever, but you have to be receptive to receive what they're trying to give you or help you with. You can go to the highest places in the world or hospitals, but if you're not receptive to receive and believe that they can do something to help you, then, you know, it's no different. And then as far as the accountability, I feel a lot these days, there are people who are in those places, case managers, psychiatrists, therapists. It's kind of how they feel. If there are some that I feel that aren't like really, I won't say they don't care, but it's just a job to them. It's not the outcome of what they can possibly give to someone that's there to get help.
Oh, yeah, wait, over there, you want to just speak up or?
Hi, my name is Rebecca, and I am a participant in Walden House at And Juliet, your name is? Juliet, so I really appreciate your share. I really appreciate your responses to the questions, because in my addiction, my best thinking got me where I'm at in my life today. So I do need people to tell me what to do. I do need somebody to give me that direction, because without that direction, I wouldn't be standing here today. So I just wanted to counter that and give you thanks for that, because without somebody trying to help me, to tell me, hey, number your things, 1 through 10, your responsibilities, the things that you got to do, prioritize your list. Without somebody telling me how to function like a normal person per se, I really wouldn't be able to put one foot in front of the other. So I appreciate people like you, and I appreciate the input that you have. It's profound to me. Like everything that you have to say, I love it. I love your style. I just want to know where you got that 11-page pamphlet at, because I myself.
It's online.
No, I myself want to go into business for myself. I'm trying to venture out to do things, but it's inspiring to know that somebody comes from my walk of life and and can blossom into greater things. So thank you for coming. I appreciate it.
Mike, I'm curious, not like your past, but your present right now, the state that you're in right now. When you experience different thinking or personality, is there a healthy, right now present, is there a healthy self-talk that you do when you're aware that you might be drifting into, issues that you have?
Are you asking?
That's a great question, and I think any of you guys like to answer, all of you?
In the morning, I have a ritual. I get up and I go, back and whatever. But I deeply look in my eyes and I bring my hand to myself and I kiss it. Because there's nothing like no love like self-love. So like love comes from within. And that's one of the lessons I learned at the Walden House. Who's gonna kiss you better than you're gonna kiss yourself, right? So I get all into it, kiss my hand, and be like, I love you. And every morning I do that, and it feels really good. And I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go to CASC. Let's get this going. And that's what I do in the morning. So it's like a ritualistic morning for me every morning.
I also do look in the mirror. I actually have a ridiculous amount of mirrors. As you guys can tell, I'm ridiculously tattooed. Why am I tattooed? Yeah, I like crazy music or whatever. But I started tattooing myself so that other people would recognize me, because I couldn't see my reflection in the mirror. And every day I check. All day. I think all day. I look in the car mirrors, everything, to make sure I'm still here. I named a coffee shop Trouble. I only sell 3 things: coconuts and toast and coffee with one size, and I never even had sugar. I just became this specific person that almost became like a, let's go there and see it. And the more people that knew me would tell me I was me. And I still do that every day. I still look in the mirror, I still rely on people to be like, hey, how you doing? So I built this social network of even strangers that maybe are just customers or on the street. I always say hi to people, just in case something's gonna happen. And I say hi like I care. I really care that I'm saying hi. And some people don't want to care back, so if there's a big one, a big earthquake, they get left on the goddamn bus. I don't know. But I'm not left on the bus. So I think, like you said, looking in the mirror, owning a mirror, and really looking at yourself, I, have to learn how to see a jawline or know it's myself, but you also can see your eyes. Because you don't know if that day is going to have a trigger. That day is going to have a trigger. I'm sorry, all days have triggers, and you have to be okay with it. And you have to be okay if you fall. And ask your friends to look at you and tell you who you are. Do you have something to say?
To answer your question real quick, in those moments, there's two things that I talk with people about doing. One is to stop and notice what's around you. Because if we're like feeling another personality or having serious cravings, we're all up in here. And if you stop and notice the sky, notice where you are, notice the trees, and physically move and look again, it puts some space between us and that bad moment or those things that we don't want.
Do that.
Okay, great. So, anyone else can take maybe one more final question? No. All right, well, I think people are probably getting hungry, but you guys were amazing. Thank you so much for coming out. You guys, all of you have an amazing story, and it certainly inspired me today. So, yeah, thank you so much for coming out. And please hang out. So, guys, we're going to have lunch now, so if we could get in line, if clients can line up first. And while we're doing that, we're also going to have, who's doing the raffle? We're going to have somebody, Nicole is going to come up and read the raffle, and we're going to give out the prizes. So listen for your number.